I'm here. Mr. Ward is excused. Gil?
Here.
Sam?
Here.
Ray Joyce? Coon? Simpson?
Here, present.
Sorry, Mert.
Present.
Todd Drake? Mr. Grimm?
Here.
AKA Mark. All right. We have a forum. Shall we proceed? Yeah, you can read this.
First item is approving the previous meeting minutes.
Take a motion. From Gil, second.
Second.
Mr. Simpson, all in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Item 2 is tabled at request of sponsor. Item 3 is amending the rules and regulations for Albany County employees regarding changes to accruals and health coverage. Commissioner Clement is here.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. I did present on these last month and go over them individually. Did you want me to do that again?
Maybe like one sentence for each, just for people who maybe weren't here or
Sure. So,
watching. One person who's watching.
so the first item is representing the, a change to the surviving spousal coverage, which is in the rules and regulations, we have a provision that sunset, which required employees to have 30 years of service if you were hired after October of '99. So this is rescinding that and reverting back to the prior rule. Sorry. So, do you have any questions about that item?
Anybody have any questions on that, Mark? You may.
So the second provision is rescinding Resolution 37, which is a change in the rules and regulations for vacation accruals. Currently, if you were hired after 2013, you had to have, you could only cash out 6 weeks worth of vacation accruals upon separation, but you could earn greater than 6 weeks. Do you have any questions?
Okay. Press on. Thank you.
So the third one is the paid parenting leave, which is a change in rules and regulations for employees. Currently, you would have to use earned accruals to cover the leave of absence for the birth, placement, or adoption, or foster care. This rule would be a paid leave for that period of time. Any questions?
Yes, go ahead.
Number 4
Oh,
is...
sorry. I'm sorry, Sam, go ahead.
Is this similar, the state passed paid family leave program? I know that's for private businesses, but does this work in a similar way? Is it, do they get 12 weeks? Is it, so they no longer have to use their time? You just,
So this is for the first 6 weeks of a 12-week FMLA. So it is different than the paid family leave under New York State because that is requiring employees to contribute towards their paid leave. And this is a paid leave without charge to accrual or cost to the employee. It's currently in one existing collective bargaining agreement. And so this would be for non-union employees.
okay, so they get 6 weeks?
Paid.
6 weeks
The
paid.
first 6 weeks of a 12-week FMLA would be paid, and then after the 6 weeks, they would charge their own accruals that they've earned.
Okay.
Okay, that was
Yes.
my question, if you could add them together. Bert, go ahead.
Can people donate time to people's accruals? Believe?
When people have exhausted all available accruals, they can apply for donated leave or sick leave at half pay.
Is there a limit to how much leave can be donated?
Yes.
Well, there's a limit to, there's not a limit to how much an individual can donate, but there's a limit to the type of accruals that you can donate, which is actually number 4, where I'm amending that, requesting to amend that.
Do you know how many weeks they get at the state paid for the state program?
I don't want to speak to specifically
Yeah.
by agency, but I believe it is, they're under the paid family leave. Additionally, they have a fully paid provision, and I am not quite sure, but I believe it is for 6 weeks.
Okay. Because I know like 12 is often what people take, that's kind of standard. I know not in the United States, but often people use the 12 weeks of family leave as kind of the ideal amount. Is there a way we could give them 12 weeks of paid family leave?
Well, they receive 12 weeks of leave under the federal,
Yeah, but unpaid.
right, paid or unpaid. We offer a great deal of accruals. So an individual would have earned accruals during that time period, even if they had only been here 1 year. They would have accruals, both sick, vacation, and personal. So this would supplement that.
Okay, so they can use sick, they can use any type of accrual.
Yeah, so after they use the first 6 weeks, then they could apply any accrual that they have available to them to cover the full 12 weeks of their family leave.
And I had a question. It says that only one parent can qualify at a given time. That's simultaneously, right? Not separately. They can each qualify, but separately?
If they had two parents within the same department, the employer could choose then to make them go back-to-back leaves,
Split it.
not simultaneously.
Not simultaneously.
Yes.
All right.
Is this automatically given if they request it?
Yes.
It's automatic?
As long as they meet the minimum qualifications, which would be mirror eligibility for FMLA, family medical leave.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so just to be clear, you couldn't have both mom and dad on paid leave at the same time, so you have two parents at home, neither one working at the time. Is that what you're saying?
To access this leave, they would be back to back if they were in the same department and it posed a hardship. However, we have some very large departments where it may not pose a hardship and that restriction wouldn't be necessary.
So in other words, what if somebody worked in one department and someone else worked in another? They could both get paid leave at the same time?
Yes.
So you get two parents at home?
Yes.
And neither one working?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So are there any more questions about that third part, about the family leave? All right, you can go on to the fourth part.
So this is an amendment to the donated leave program, which would include sick leave accruals in excess of 13 weeks. Currently, you can't donate sick time, and the reason we have selected 13 weeks is because employees who retire can convert sick leave to years of service under the New York State retirement system under 41J. So this provision is permitting people who have in excess of that amount of accrual up to, you can actually have up to 165 days. This would allow you to donate that excess time.
So still the liability, but it's just not attached to the same person that it was before. So if we account for all liabilities, that shouldn't be any budget challenge, right?
Right, because conceivably the person has those accruals available to them. They could take them, but it shifts it to another individual, and it's budgeted for in their individual personnel line, which is when you utilize accruals, that's in your personnel line. It exists already.
Anybody have any questions about that part?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. What's the impetus? This is a pretty generous benefit plan, to say the least. What's the impetus behind the idea of coming out with all these additions?
Recruitment and retention. This mirrors many other employers, as well as provides a needed revision to our existing plan in benefits, and that's pretty much
You
it.
say mirrors. Are you saying this is the standard in the private sector, this level of benefit?
Many, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody have any more questions? Anybody have anything they want to suggest that we do? All right, Mr. Mert, we have a Can I have a second? Mr. Eves here, all in favor? Oh,
Aye.
any opposed? All right, motion passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Item 4 is establishing an Albany County remote work, telework policy for county employees. And Mr. Epicor is here this evening.
Thank you very much. I actually considered tabling this since it was tabled last night at Rules Reform Committee. But I wanted to come here to have it discussed so that if there is any amendments any one of you want to recommend, we can actually do it before next month. But this would establish teleworking for Albany County. Last year, I did introduce it as a law, but some of you suggested we should make it a resolution, so we have turned it into a resolution. Some of these are what is already being done by the county under the directive of the county executive, but this would make it a policy for Albany County employees as an act of county legislature and for Albany County employees. And did also get a recommendation from Lynn Lekakis to change it from teleworking to remote work. And if any one of you feel like that is the way to go about it, I'm also open to it. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Anybody have any questions?
Madam Chair, yeah, it's my belief that the good workers at the office are going to be good workers at home, and the slackers at the office are going to be slackers at home. Is there anything in here that makes the supervisor adhere to this idea of productivity? How can they make folks who who should be a little bit more productive at home, what right recourse do they have based on this legislation?
Yes, so basically if somebody is approved to work from home and they are not producing the way they should be producing, or it creates a burden for the people that are working from the office, then that work from home can be revoked.
Okay, by the supervisor?
Yes.
Yeah, because it does say it can have a negative effect on the people that are at work. So if for some reason they're getting more of a workload because the lack of productivity, then there would be an answer to that.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks.
You.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anybody else?
I want to be a co-sponsor.
Wants to be a co-sponsor?
Me too.
You too? No, you don't want to be a co-sponsor?
No.
You're not going to support the idea of taking the tele word out of there?
No, yeah, I'm for that. Is it, yeah, I'll go ahead. That's fine. Yeah.
The only reason I suggested it is just because, you know, it was in modernization that I thought about it yesterday, but then we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's
kind of an older word, and we want to move forward.
You know, it's 2024, and the young kids want to work at home, but I just want to make sure they're productive. That's my concern. But, you know,
What was that tools?
I'll co-sponsor, go ahead.
Oh. Then I have one particular question. They use the word "the department" a couple times, and I think it doesn't always mean the same department, so I wanted to just go through it one more time with that idea. We don't have to talk about it right now, but I just wanted to make a note. I made a note, but I didn't cite any specifics in my note. I just said, check the department throughout the...
Well, what's the alternative to the department?
I just don't know, but it's like one time I thought they were talking about the Human Resources Department, another time I thought about the department the person was working in, and I don't know if it was just my reading or
If it says the department, it's talking
It's-
about the individual's department.
the department that they work for.
Human
Okay.
Resources is called Human Resources.
That's what I want to know in the training manual. What was. Okay, so maybe it's not an issue. I'm going to read it one more time myself. We'll talk about it next time. And, so we can move it. Well, first of all, think about the telework, not the impression. And,
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
and then, so, what would you like to do? We need a motion.
Move it.
Mr. Simpson would like to move it out favorably. Anybody else want to do that?
Second.
Second, Mr. Fine, thank you very much. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right then. Any opposed? Motion to adjourn.
I love it.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. Mr. Fine.
Just a question for the council. It was tabled in the other meeting.
I wasn't, yeah.
So what happens now? It's one passed, and you have to wait another
It
month?
can wait a month, or there can be a post-public forum. It depends.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yep.
Thank you, thank Dororo. Thank you all.
I love it, I love it.
So, I think that we vote on adjournment. Look, 10 minutes to spare.